Hey guys, I'm back. Actually, we've been back a couple days, but it was a long recovery after covering Europe with my German drill sergeant of a wife. Yeah, 25,000 steps a day. Yeah, that's fun. In any case, we had a good time. Now, this video is going to be done on an E7TE head because I have an old junky one here. And I have the proper size valves to demonstrate what I'm trying to, point I'm trying to get to. The original valve on an E7 is 1.78, and I usually pop it up to a 1.94. We're going to go over what happens in shrouding and the shape of the bowl and short side and how that affects the air speeds. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think it was Daniel Powell said, why didn't we just jam a bigger valve in Dangerous Donnys 538? Well, those were 270cc ports. They come stock with a 219 valve, and they're just, in my opinion, there just is not enough bowl to support a bigger valve on that head. Because between the CNC work and the work that I've done, I used up as much area as I could get because I knew we would be area limited. Now, quick look at it, yeah, let's just jam a bigger valve in it and it'll work. Well, I'm going to explain why it won't work. And if it is done, it will absolutely stall that head. And I'm going to explain how I feel about it, and you guys can talk about it in the comments. Now, you can see I've got some magic marker marks next to the 178. And everyone's seen DV use his flow balls, and he radiuses, deshrouds, and gets his distances with this, which is actually a good method. I use it quite often myself. Now this is a 0.37 inch ball. Okay, so if we pop this up and have the valve the same height as this, we hit the chamber at these 2 points. So this has an S here. That's stock. Okay. Pop in the bigger valve, do the same thing. This is where we can get to in the chamber. In fact, you really can't even clear this bulge right here. But we're going to just use this point right here and this point. Okay, because the valve is bigger. There's less area here for it to clear. So we consider this more shrouded. Now we're going to talk about the airspeed dynamics in the port when you do that, when you give it more shrouding, right? Because the bore size is the bore size, right? We have a 4.35 inch bore, and the chamber is set for that. So if we expand and put a bigger valve in, this is the same idea we're going to get. Okay, so we're going to go from this, and we're going to go to a drawing of this port's stock shape. Okay. Okay, forgive my dirty handprints. But you can see this is the basic completely stock port. Very straight up. Short side because they're looking for mid-range torque. Let's face it. An E7, I think it has a 4500 redline stock, right? So they're looking for mid-range torque, which is the way it's designed. Okay, so if this is our 1.78 and we cut it for a bigger valve, the 1.94, that's what these marks here are. Now, what's going to happen to our bowl shape here? Let's see if I can do this, right? Should be no sweat to bring it in, and we can make our whole bowl bigger, right? And we can radius this out and make it pretty. Now, what happens on this side? Let's say we have a water jacket, that's really close to our edge. and we cannot lay this back anymore, as in, i.e., Dangerous Donnie's heads. What we'll wind up doing is we'll wind up straightening this up even more. Okay? Because we can't lay it back. There's no metal there to do that with. So what we wind up getting is the steeper this short side is, the better it works for low end torque, and the sooner it's going to reach velocity, the air will reach a velocity through the lift curve that it just will not be able to adhere to the short side anymore. Okay, she'll start to window out right across. Now, this is what's going to happen if they go and attempt to put a bigger valve in Dangerous Donnie's heads. Because right now, I have the short side worked out that I have very good air speeds right across the entire short side. Okay, I did what I could with the available area and the casting thickness. I spent a lot of time on it. If this is done, right, they just pop in take out the 219 and put a 225 or a 23 in it, this is what we're going to get. This side shouldn't be a problem. This side is the problem. One, we're blocked off more in the chamber. Okay, what happens when we shroud the chamber more? Well, it's harder to get air around this bigger area of periphery, right? So this area of the periphery is what's going to flow. Well, guess what? This part of the short side right here is the highest speed because it's easy to access. It's open. Now you're going to block this side up even more. What do you think is going to happen to that short side speed? You're going to exceed the limit that it can stay adhered to, and it's going to shear, and the engine is going to stall at a lower RPM. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know in the comments, but I cannot urge enough. If we need 2.25 valves, we also need the bigger head. The Trick Flow now has a 295. It's a different casting. It has the metal to go with the bigger valve. I think it's also designed for a 4.5 inch bore, which we do not have. Some food for thought. It's on my mind. I don't want to see this project fail. I'm not saying anything bad about Daniel, but maybe he just doesn't realize that it's going to be an issue because the air speeds on the short side are going to be fast. I've already been told by multiple people that that engine won't even see 6,000. Well, I would bet against that. I would bet that engine will pull clean to 7,000, and we're not even pulling to 7,000. We're going to pull to 6,500. And the reason I think that is because I did work on the airspeeds in the port. Remember, the better the port design, the higher the airspeeds the port can handle. Okay? We can go beyond our 300 feet per second on the flow bench, and it'll work. Now, I took that port, and I also I set the bench for 36 inches. Not a problem. In fact, it actually worked better at 36. Okay? You have to remember we're dealing with a 4.5 inch stroke. The amount of pull on that port is going to be way high. Okay? It will work. Yeah, we're down some minimum cross-sectional area. But I did what I could with what we have, and the air speeds are good. It will run. And for a street engine, guess what? Between a little off idle to 6,500, it will be absolutely impossible to keep the tires on the road. Am I wrong? We'll find out. But if they go and do this and change all the dynamics, I have to wash my hands of the entire project because I know what's going to happen. All right, guys. Don't want to step on any toes, but I have to voice my opinion, and I want Dangerous Donnie to see this. I want it known. If I'm wrong, I don't care who you get. You get Chad on here, you get Eric on here, you get Darren on here, and you tell me I'm wrong. and I will look at it. Heck, I would even take something like this and set it all up with the right air speeds with the small valve, and then go to the bigger valve. And I know from experience, when you do that, your air speeds on the short side go way up. We're already short side limited. It's just a disaster waiting to happen, and I'd like to avoid it. Heck, you know what I'll even do? I tell you what. I'll put my money where my mouth is. If those heads don't run the way I say they will, the way they are, I will port a set of 295s for free. That's how much I believe in it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good night.